Check, check. My dad said if I was late, I'd be kicked right out of here. But summer nights they called my name. I ain't gonna shed a tear. I'm a runaway baby. But if you show me your love, I might just stay, maybe. I need someone to hold, I need someone to hold on. I've been alone for so long. I need somebody I can hold on to. Oh, please don't you go, we've been going so strong, and I've been on my own. But all we need is a little imagination. If you show me your love, I swear I'll stay. Your love feels like the form of sedation. The master of my heart is the master of creation. This feeling never goes away. I need someone to hold, I need someone to hold on. I've been alone for so long. I need somebody I can hold on to. Oh, please don't you know we've been going so strong, and I've been on my own.
Enigma is a stone archway on the bottom of a green-blue sea. Circle on square, a dead language. White ash on a green window, a box at Stonehenge, sunlight through the ocean, switching a song too soon, and portals back to the kitchen.
Dear empty art gallery, why is there a pair of scissors stuck in your AC vent? Why is there string hanging from your ceiling? Why, when I stand at the edge of your windows, do I feel like a villain in a movie? Your floor looks ugly, disgusting almost. You are bare and open. The sunlight looks artificial on your snow-white walls.
He's staring at something in the distance. She's a photographer, or trying to be. The photo wasn't much, but everyone loved it. The camera clicked like it was blinking. The photo that got a girl famous.
To tinker with pretense is to see weakness in the emerald, and to see weakness in the emerald is to tinker with pretense on a smiling zealot's shoulders.
My thistlebur scraped knees met the ground. Wet, sticky mud squelched. Magnolia branches filtered orange moonlight until all it lit was mist hovering above the ground. The lower half of my body was cloaked by mist. Brambles housing magpie nests twisted in the dark, putting on a demented dance. Wind howled. My hands came to my face to shield myself from bitter wind. Crickets swarmed on the ground. They crawled on me, and my skin crawled with them. My hands shook. Branches rattled. My tears had grown this tree, and now this tree was turning on me. After my father died, I returned him to the dirt and planted the magnolia. I visited often for the past 12 years. My stepfather would say too often. Now mist followed crickets, and my father's voice crept into my ears. Stars blinked at me. That night was the brightest I've seen them. Mist whispered to me. Whatever it was saying was muted. My father's laugh jumped between corners of my skull. My fingers twitched. Mist crawled up my hands and mist consumed them. A guttural wail came from my stomach. The scream forced its way out of my mouth. My eyes closed. Orange moonlight trickled through my eyelids, and I was gone.
Gloom is a goth with lengthy violet hair hanging over a deep hazel eye. She wears a dull choker and a Smith shirt with the sleeves violently ripped off. It's 1992, and she's an outcast with few friends and a family that doesn't talk too much. She'll grow up, maybe even start a family, but it might take a little while. Things do.
To enjoy the smell of smoke is to dance in the aroma of feces, and to dance in the aroma of feces is to suffocate in smoke while smiling.
Water with hints of green filled with magnolias, the occasional swan or two, all gone.
Every year, over 1 million earthquakes shake the earth. To be nervous is to feel smoke kiss my throat. To be shoved into a green plastic suitcase, ink dancing behind my eyes. To be nervous is a scissor to my hair, a stoplight to my lungs, a whisper to my hands, a pencil on stars. I wait on the steps. Shadows creep back on the edge.
Okay. Hi.
You got this.
I never want to
in of car honks, the street outside a closed window. Not really here. A hazy memory of a sugar rush headache. How silly and carefree you once were. Settle for second. Some kind of reckoning, a pastiche of Western-themed catchphrases, an auspicious start to a career, no?
The only memory when I was young, a blue metal staircase and a silver slide. When I was young, skies were gray, and a silver slide had the familiar scent. When skies were gray, my stomach is in my throat, familiar sense of cold wet metal. Stomach in my throat, the familiar scent of cold wet metal is my only memory.
I walked through the halls of the palace I've grown up in, my bare feet silent on the stone. The windows tower above me. Each door is a twin of the next. The palace is a maze, but I know it well. I step into the ballroom. The candelabras lit and glowing. The floor shows me my reflection. Tall French doors open to the garden. Fountains and flowers are scattered. Paths of blue and white lead to the edge. A forest dark and thick that circles the palace.
One cannot help but wonder about the boys in the mirror, or are they men? Are they in a mirror at all? They might be posing. Maybe I'm looking into it too much. After all, it's only a photograph. Ink on paper, ink that burns, ink that coats, ink that reminds. Chaos in my cranium, flashback, ink, pain, regret. My view is obscured by an ink crow. The pen is mightier than the sword. Then why am I bleeding ink? The pen whispers. Flashback, ink. Orange splatters bring memories, ink. The paper is burned by a neon sunset. Another era, trying to keep present from becoming past. Orange splatters bring memories of summer. Early morning airplanes and teriyaki chicken. Sleepless nights in front of the computer screen. Travel to someone else's world until it hurts to blink. Dead grass, hose water, river days. All the same, yet all different. A different hue for every memory, all part of the same sunset.
It was a day where the sun refused to rise from its cloudy bed. Blue dusk covered us. The dewy grass soaked through my jeans, chilling me. My throat tightened when I looked at the ditch where my childhood played out. The red and yellow metal slide was the only thing left behind Glenhaven's fence. Orange marking flags mapped out the ground. Men with jackhammers and power saws chose which of my memories to dig up. I lay back into the grass and let cold wind take me home.
To sing in a wasteland is to play violin in a poverty-stricken fairy tale. And to play in a fairy tale is to shred bits of plastic in the middle of the Atlantic. And to shred plastic in the Atlantic is to sip the tangy juice of regret. And to sip regret is to jog around a galaxy of quirkiness. And to jog around quirkiness is to visit a man who smokes cigarettes and gardenias. And to visit a man is to exit the wasteland, listening to the sound of tranquil.
When I'm scared, I breathe a lot. I sit down, I drink a lot of water. I stress eat, I scream, I get violent, I run away. I cry, I hide, I become super aware, I try to help other people, and I get scared.
To tinker with time is to take a part of you and rip it out. And to take a part of you and rip it out is to put an axe into acid. And to put an axe into acid is to take an emerald and clash it with a stone. And to clash an emerald with a stone is to put a chicken into a creek. And to put a chicken into a creek is to face a circle. And to face a circle is to tinker with time.
Clarity is a circle that ends, an unfinished penumbra, a spiral shell, light at the bottom of the ocean, ancient writing scratched into a wall, scratches on scratches, a broken DVD, shadows in corners, a halo in the dark, sunken geometry, trash buried in the lake, a foot smudging chalk, a break in the cycle.
through. As a little kid, fear was all I knew, but as I got older, my fear just grew and grew and grew and grew, and you'd hold me down till I forgot how to walk. All this time I thought that it was my fault. Though I've grown, I'm still just learning how to crawl. From all the tears I've shed, I'm just happy gone. Fingers on my wrist was a familiar thing. You thought you could control me cause you had his ring. Hurt me and then put a fake smile on. Got everybody thinking that you were the good one. They were wrong, they were wrong. And you'd hold me down till I forgot how to walk. All this time I thought that it was my fault. Though I've grown, I'm still just learning how to crawl. From all the tears I've shed, I'm just happy gone. 'Cause you held me down till I forgot how to walk. And all this time I thought that it was my fault. And though I've grown, I'm still just learning how to crawl. But from all the tears I've shed, I'm just happy you're gone.
Knives, the blinking yellow stoplight of cutlery. Proceed with caution. Honestly, I can't tell if you're brilliant or incredibly stupid. Why not both? CJ said through a mouthful of double cheeseburger. Cecil popped another cherry into his mouth. All right, hit me with another one. Spoons, arguably the most dangerous utensil. What is with you and utensils? It's a diner. I've got limited inspiration. Really? Well, what's next? A pepper pun or maybe a salt shakedown? Cecil watched as CJ crossed off the last two jokes on the list.
Depression wrapped in shadow. Once colorful shirt, once happy face. Her mouth is not in a frown nor a smile, eyes piercing. She's staring into the camera, a cold glare like she's looking at her secret enemy, that kid at school who only pretends to be her friend because he thinks that's funny.
To wince at crickets is to dance in delirium, and to dance in delirium is to find clocks in the thicket and crickets of roses.
Close to the threshold, ready to burst, purple eyes swirling, covered in foreign ancient language, numbers stacking 10944181347765. A closed portal, blackened by stress. In the center, a stopwatch, sealing the portal for now. Storing away angry purples and gray characters, barely protecting the world from things it should not know.
To squeeze a kitchen out of pool water is to shrink back from a dog's broken snout. And to shrink back from a dog's broken snout is to drink the bitter kitchen straight from the pitcher. To stub a cigarette out on your toe is to yell into a chlorine void. And to yell into a chlorine void is to light a bundle of sage on the still burning hole in your toe. To fall off a ladder of ants is to have delirium for a tongue. And to have delirium for a tongue is to cry marigold smoke from woodcutter afternoons.
I'm here because no one else volunteered. I'm here because someone brought me. I'm here because of my origin. I am here because I walked up a descending stairway. I am here because I was stolen. I am here because anxiety enveloped me. I am here because my conscience wasn't around. I am here because I wasn't welcome anywhere else. I am here because I can't get out. I am here because I'm too scared to go into the other room. I am here because my life depends on it.
Primal is a raven in the middle of a clock in a deep blue sea. A star surrounded in a circle. A school of fish swimming in an oval. Light lines blurring everything across in the ocean.
There is a dark, eerie mist in the old magnolia field like there is every year on July 31st. It surrounds me and everything else. Elders say that on this day, where the mist clouds the whole field, the magnolia shows its real magic. The flowers become mirrors.
Looks in the distance, squinting slightly. She sees movement, a flash of color darting between the leaves. She's not sure what sort of bird it is, and that doesn't matter. Mouth resting, brow smoothed, analytic in the tilt of her head. She's devising a plan to crack the code, to break open the safe, to save the world. Through her glasses, wistful gaze, she misses home. The spinning color of her bedroom walls, and the smell of Cajun spices from the kitchen. Her mouth is closed, an almost frown, but there, a gentle slope at the corner of her lips. It's a secret.
I've been changing my hair, wearing new clothes, hoping it'll grab someone's attention. I've been smiling at nothing, cursing because I can, hoping it'll start to mean something.
You were made to tell a story. A young man found you in an antique shop while looking for a clock. You're on the back shelf, next to a gaggle of cracked Best Mom mugs. You were the only thing that didn't remind him of being lonely. You offered him many things, a warm tea, a cold drink, and conversation about Imperial China. His girlfriend stole you after a 3-day fight about love and laundry. After 4 days, she sold all of his clothes at a yard sale, and after 5 days, you were back on that shelf next to the cracked mugs.
Dilemma is 12 different knots. Harsh spikes engraved on a towering oak log. Ink on parchment, blood on parchment, an essay of independence, a broken compass, night encroaching on the sunset.
After a day of painting, the young artist stumbled into his room. The brick walls were painted a bright blue, and the curtainless windows let light spill inside. On the desk, there was a pitcher of water and glass, as well as a box of paintbrushes. The artist sat on his bed and took off his shoes. He picked at a loose thread on the red blanket and fell into the thought. He was planning on painting an old church the next day. He lay back on his bed and looked at the many paintings on his wall. He knew no one would ever buy them, but he also knew why he kept painting them. There was just so much color in the world.
Peter sits alone in the abandoned church, sipping on a bottle of old rum. The bottle an uneasy partner, company for the dark days and dark nights. Like eating or sleeping, the rum staves off the cold, dusty walls, stained glass Jesuses judging him with every sip. He can feel their stony gaze on his broken body. They note his every sin and flaw. He used to be a Catholic, and staying in the church had bothered him, but he's gotten used to the eyes. Peter takes another long sip, his body drifting away. He laughs, his scratchy voice echoing through the broken steeples. Nothing is a funny word. People think he is nothing. People treat him like he's nothing. That used to bother him too. But now he's grateful. He has shelter. He has a warm jacket. His eyes slide shut. Sleep grows near. Peter smiles.
Where have your children gone? I know they were here. Your floor has been lived on, played on. Scabs have been picked here. You grasp at me, longing for someone to stay. You need to be needed. There is no one to shower in praise and golden light. Every day you see people pass, and every day you are invisible.
I live at an antique store in Lower Manhattan, upstairs in a little office complex. And I hate it here. The owner is this balding hippie who plays the same Fish album over and over and eats these $14 egg salad sandwiches every day. It's like, yeah, I know I'm a rock, and technically I don't have a sense of smell, but can't he eat something a little less, sulfurous? And yesterday, his girlfriend came to the shop and just played Candy Crush the whole day. I've been here for 8 years, and no one has even looked at me. No one even comes in here other than this health inspector who ruled the smell here a deadly biohazard. Honestly, I don't know how I haven't been shut down yet. A few months ago, this guy came in and said fish is overrated, and the owner called 911. So please, anyone in the NYC area, take me away. I'm a good rock.
Me and Elizabeth walk into the forest, venting to each other about near Templeton. We're heading for a clearing where there's nothing loud and crazy, only silence. We climb over a large log. We get to the clearing where there's a small figure of a canine. It's a gray wolf pup. It barks at me. I crouch down and reach into my pocket. I feel a small piece of bread and pull it out and throw it to the pup. The pup sniffs it and then eats it. A larger wolf runs to the pup. It sniffs the pup and stares at me. It sniffs the pup and then licks it. The pup nuzzles against the adult. The adult stares at me. I nod and the larger wolf thrusts its head towards the sky and howls. The pair look at me and then run into the forest. Me and Elizabeth look at each other and smile.
It was the crown jewel of the town, a town today no longer around since it has been standing for years, even centuries, but a beauty nonetheless. Many people have come through its now ominous halls, but it must have been filled with voices just to be overtaken by solitude. A ghost of past and present. Instead of being a building people admired, it's a place teenagers go to dare each other out of pleasure of others' expenses. Its now broken, moss-covered brick walls are full of the years, months, and days it took to create these walls now spread out on the rug of earth.
To kiss a swan is to drop a book off the edge of your bed. And to drop a book off the edge of your bed is to hold a damselfly in your hands and pluck its wings off one by one and let it sleep next to you. To kiss a swan is to hold frozen steel, steel that has never kissed a girl, girl that has never had wine, girl who plucks wings off damselflies, girl who sleeps by sword, sword that doesn't even have lips. To kiss a swan is to be too young for wine, and to be too young for wine is to be just young enough for war. So stuff it.